Our daily quest this week, we are once again preparing ourselves for the quiz that is coming on Friday, October 26th. So make sure, if you have any questions as we work through these problems, that you ask me. Once again, the first problem is asking us to say these problems correctly with the correct decimal terminology, reminding ourselves that the second decimal place would be the hundredths place. So this problem would be 32 hundredths. And we can write that as the fraction 32 hundredths. So for our next problem, we have a whole number in front of the decimal, reminding ourselves that the decimal would be and when we're saying it out loud. So this would be 3 wholes, or just 3, and then we have 812. And this would be thousandths, because the third decimal place is the thousandths place. So for the next one, we have 6 and 7 tenths in this case. Once again, the decimal being 6 wholes and 7 tenths. Okay. I forgot to write this one as a fraction. This would be 3 wholes and 812 thousandths. And the green one would be 6 and 7 tenths. There we go. Let's go to a couple story problems. So Michaela currently has $132.86 in her bank account. Wow, that is a lot of money. Good for her. She decided to buy a brand new t-shirt that cost $36.99. So the question is, how much is left in her bank account? So is left probably means this is a subtraction problem. When we are subtracting decimals, we need to make sure that we line up our place value. And we have the same number of digits behind the decimal point for this problem, so we don't have to add any zeros. But we do have a bunch of borrowing to do, so we'll make that 16, 17 here. Whole bunch of borrowing in this one. And we have 95 and 87 hundredths. And so how much money is left in her account? We will say that there is $95.87 left in her bank account. And there we go. Let's go to the next one. Dakota's noticed the temperature outside was 86 and 4/10 degrees at noon on Friday, July 10th. Now, this is a lot of extra information here. We don't actually care about the time and the date at all. So the next part says at 8 p.m., the temperature had dropped 39 and 6/10 degrees. Okay. So what temperature was it at 8 p.m.? So that looks like it is a subtraction problem because the keyword here is dropped. So another subtraction problem. This one also has the same number of digits behind the decimal place, so we don't have to add any zeros anywhere. But once again, we do have a bunch of borrowing. So it looks like the temperature is now 46 and 8/10 degrees. Or you could say the temperature at 8 p.m. is 46 and 8/10 degrees. 2 more. Mr. Schmidt is selling used calculators to his students. That does sound like fun. Maybe I should do that. Each calculator is selling for $34.75. Who is charging these calculators? That's crazy. And he sold 7 total. Okay, so at least somebody bought some. How much money can he make in all? Okay, so in all tells us that we have to be getting bigger than what we started with. And it looks like we have 7 calculators that each sell at this price. So this looks like a multiplication problem to me. When we are doing multiplication problems, we actually don't necessarily need to care about the decimal until the end. So what we do is we count the digits that are behind the decimal point. So it'd be 1, 2 digits are behind the decimal point, and I mark it right over there. And now I multiply this problem as if it's just like any other multiplication problem that doesn't have decimals in it. So it's 49 plus 3 is 52, as my friend 50 Cent would say. 28 plus 5 is 33. That's 21 plus 3 is 24. Now I need to reinsert the decimal. So I need 2 digits behind the decimal point. So that means I have to put it here because I have 2 digits behind the decimal point. So the question is, how much money did he make in all? So he made $243.25 in all. Now, wouldn't that be nice if that was a real thing? Maybe I should sell some used calculators. During the month of October, Ricky Rubio, who is Mr. Schmidt's favorite basketball player and actually the best basketball player in the NBA, and if you disagree with that, you're wrong, played 8 games and averaged 12.5 points per game. So he played 8 games and he averaged 12.5 points per game. And averaged means that that's approximately what he got each game. If he scored 12.5 points every game, how many total points did he score? So we see total points tells us we have to get bigger than what we started with. And he played 8 games, scoring this many each game. This, once again, sounds like a multiplication problem to me. So just like last time, we're going to write the problem without the decimal point. We had 1 digit behind the decimal. So we have to reinsert that 1 digit behind the decimal at the end. So this is 40. 16 plus 4 is 20. And that is 8 plus 2 is 10. So we reinsert 1 digit behind the decimal point, would put it there. So it looks like he got on the nose. So Ricky scored 100 points in October. And there we go. There is the end of this daily quest. If you have any questions, make sure you let me know.